Hi, this is Dawn Tesoro from Fidelity Photos on Long Island, and I am so excited to welcome Daniella to the studio today to talk about what she's up to in her brand. And what I want to do is tell you a little bit about Daniella. Daniella Monestime is a portrait artist and photographer living in Brooklyn, New York, but in her heart, she's still a French woman who embraces la joie de vivre. Danielle is a firm believer that you deserve to celebrate your life's events, big or small, with stunning portraits and an unforgettable experience. That's right in my wheelhouse. She has embarked on a journey to show the world that aging women are still beautiful and vibrant. She wants to see these women take the time to acknowledge how special and unique they are. Daniela feels blessed to have discovered her love for portrait photography in her late 40s and started her portrait business at 50 years young. Photography is a natural culmination of my many creative aspirations, Daniela says. I finally felt at home behind the camera. Although I have to say, on a side note, Daniela looks great in front of the camera too. As a child, dance was her way of expression. In the 80s, she studied makeup artistry, which led her to start with her sister and cousin a dance company. I'm really excited about that. Inspired by her lifelong love of the arts and fashion, she wanted to create the most stunning, magazine worthy portraits and headshots. For Daniela, the best part of being a portrait and headshot photographer is capturing that special moment and illuminating that through her lens. She's continually inspired by the emotions that transpire on her clients' faces, and she feels privileged to capture a smile, a touch, a glance. At the heart of it, it's all about being true to oneself. And so here I am to introduce my friend Daniela. Yay!
Hi, Don.
Hi,
Thank
how are
you.
you? It's so good
I'm
to have you
great.
here today.
I am so excited. I am so excited. I'm so happy with what you've been doing, and
Oh,
congratulations.
thank you. Yeah, it's so great. I realize that I'm surrounded by so many amazing people, and I feel like when I spend time with them, I'm inspired, and you're inspired, and it's just a great. And I figured, let's not share. Why not share this with everybody because they need to know who you are too. So it's
That is
exciting.
great. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. And they need to hear you too, my dear.
Yes, of course. So and I feel like just is bigger. It's bigger than just me. And you have your flair and your um, mission or purpose in what you're doing. So tell me a little bit more. So you've got this background in makeup artistry, and it sounds like dance. I didn't even know dance was part of that. So that's exciting. And and tell me how long you've been like with a camera in your hand. Like what inspired you to say this is it. This is where I'm at,
That's
photography.
an interesting story, actually. Yes, I've always loved the arts. I thought I was going to be the next Paula Abdul when I was younger.
Oh, I love
Yes.
her. She's fun.
I remember we were in high school and one summer, well, first of all, I used to always be the one every Friday evening we would put on music and I'm like, okay, guys, follow me. And I would do steps and my sisters would be following. And, we just had fun like that every Friday evening. And then as I grew older, I got more interested into jazz, of course, and I did it at school
Oh,
and so
nice.
on. And one summer, we decided to just put a troupe together, and we had such great time. Our parents saw it, and they were impressed, and they were like, "Okay, yeah." My mom said, "We need to invest in this. You're really good at this," and
Nice.
that's how it kind of started. But then, at 18, I found myself pregnant with my son, and that dream was put aside, but I still
Mm-hmm.
love dancing and I still find ways to, just get up and dance whenever I'm feeling down, get up and dance, and it makes me feel amazing. It's still
Yeah.
my thing.
And it's funny picturing you saying that as picturing you and Magali dancing in your tulle skirts in my backyard.
Yes.
Sounds so fun.
You see, that was,
I know.
we
I
had
was like,
to.
I figured out after that I need to turn on the video camera because you got to be in motion for those kind of things. It was awesome.
True, very true.
So you had your son, and then
Yes.
and
And
dance
then
was kind of parked.
dance was kind of Yes, but then went back to dancing by creating that dance troupe. And I kind of took my makeup artist and the dancing, I put everything together, and we would put on those amazing shows with full on body makeup, and we hired dancers. We really went all out. But those things are hard to keep up when the finances are not there. We were putting our own personal money into it, so after a year we had to put that aside. But that's when I got my entrepreneurial bite.
Uh-huh.
That's when I knew I had to have a business because I loved it so much. And as time went by, I met my boyfriend, who's now my husband. And at that time, I used to do my board, my wish board, and I had put a camera on it. He didn't even know. I knew that I had a little flair for angles and so on because I had a Nokia. I think it was a Nokia phone, and I would take pictures with that. And I'm like, oh, that's not bad.
That
That
looks
looks
pretty
pretty
good.
good. So I was like, yeah, I need to have a camera. So I took a picture. I cut off a little camera, a little Canon Rebel, and I put it on my board. And then one day my boyfriend gave that to me as a gift, and I was like,
Uh-huh.
oh my god. And it was the exact same camera. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. So for the longest time the camera was there. It was intimidating because I didn't know how to really use it, so it was always on automatic, and I would just click
Yes, I
just
started with
like
the
my phone,
same camera.
you
Yeah.
know
Yep.
so
Yeah.
of course, you just click and you're like, oh yeah, great. Then I'm like, okay, I need to get started. So, but at the same time, I was also exploring moving in with my boyfriend because we had an 8 year long distance relationship, and I felt it was time. So I moved to New York City. And for the first few months that I was here, I didn't have any permit to work. So I was pretty much at home doing nothing, going crazy.
I
So I
can
picked up the
imagine.
camera. Yes.
Awesome. And that's when you learned what you
Yes,
wanted.
yes. That's when I actually learned. In 2009, when I moved here, I started to do meetups.
Oh,
Was going to all the meetups I could find. I always had my camera on hand, and that's how I started to learn.
oh,
And
that's so exciting.
yeah, I just fell in love with it. I was like, oh my God, this is my thing. I have been looking. This is it. Because to tell you the truth, I dabbled quite a bit. You were reading, I did makeup artistry. I was an image consultant where I learned color analysis. I did so many little things. And then finally it was like, all of that is coming together within photography.
Right. And within your brand, like all of those skills you were
Exactly.
building up. And even like
Exactly.
even the dance, if you think about it, choreography, when we're posing people, it's really a kind of a dance
It is. It
to
is
get them
totally a
to
dance.
feel amazing and look, the angle that's going to give them the best look and the shape. And that's all
and
part
you
of
and you have a better understanding of the body because the body has to move a certain way to get to posing, so you have an understanding of the body by understanding how it moves. So
yeah.
definitely dance is a great part of what I do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so it all like all your little stepping stones brought you
that's right.
to the packages and
That's right.
the
That's right.
experience that you offer
Not
now.
knowing that's why I was going with all of that,
Right.
but now I'm
Well,
like,
yeah.
oh yeah,
Yeah, and
now
then
I'm
all of
like,
a
I can
sudden,
see it.
so in 2009, you got your first camera, the first real quote unquote camera, and you started getting out there on the
Taking it.
meetups
Yes.
and posing people, I assume. You started
Actually, no, you would be surprised. I've always loved architecture. At one
mm,
point, I thought that's what I was going to do. So I was like, you know what? I have a camera, architectural photography, landscape, cityscape. Actually, more cityscape than landscape. That's what interested me. And I even took this workshop with Joel Tingelar. He came to New York City and we were walking all over. I mean, the most beautiful pictures, and I loved it. But then they left, and it was as a group, so it was fun. But then they left, and I started to walk around the city, and I felt so lonely. I'm like,
mm,
this is boring. I'm walking, I'm taking pictures, but I'm not exchanging with anyone, and I could feel something was missing. So then I started to look into portraits, and I discovered Jerry Guiones.
oh my gosh, I love him. I just discovered him from this year's Portrait Masters, and I'm like,
Oh my God.
he is amazing.
Him and his wife has changed my life.
Yeah, they are
Yes,
incredible.
yes. I spent a week with them, and even
I
The
didn't
way
know that. I'm so
oh
jealous.
yeah.
Oh my God, how great.
To tell you the truth, the way this happened, I discovered him on online, I guess. And then I was like, oh, I would love to go to one of his workshops. He's coming to New York City. I got so excited and I called and it was too late. They were totally booked. But they said, if we get a cancellation, we'll let you know.
Sure.
We'll put you on the list. So I'm like, yeah, what are the chances? I think maybe a week before they called me. And I'm
Someone
like, oh
canceled.
my God. I
Wow,
was so
that's
excited.
amazing. How great. So you learned a lot of his
I
inspiration and
learned a
his
lot.
thought process and
Yes, yes, I learned a lot. But at the same time, I could see myself going back again to do this workshop with him because I was so much at the beginning of my career. A
yes.
lot of it I didn't quite understand, and I could not utilize as much as I would now. If I
Yeah.
was to
Well,
go
he's like
back to
he's a master. So
the master,
you got what you needed then, but now, yeah, you could
yes.
always learn from
Oh, you can
listening from
always
him.
learn.
Yeah.
You can always learn. And I'm always thinking, I hope they do come back to New York because I would go again to that 1 week, 1 full week workshop. It was amazing.
Wow.
It was
That,
truly
that is
amazing.
awesome.
And they are both beautiful people, both him and Melissa. Beautiful people. Oh,
Yeah.
I adore them.
So walking around the city alone, and I've
Mhm.
actually had a similar experience, like shooting food or
Did?
product. Yeah, where it's kind of like I used to do a lot of landscape, but then you realize that it's kind of quiet, and sometimes quiet is good. But
Yes.
your personality is so extroverted that I can't see you. I could see you walking through a landscape on, a side thing just to take a nice stroll.
Mhm.
But I see your career with people
Oh, yes. I
100%.
had to have people in front of my camera. When
Yeah.
I understood that, I cried because it became so obvious to me that this is what I'm meant to do. I'm meant
Yes.
to be with people, to have that connection, to help them get to a place where, they feel beautiful, they feel empowered, and they're so happy with the results of the pictures.
Yes.
It gives me joy. It truly
Yes.
gives me
And I'm
joy.
sure during your sessions they're feeling special and they're having fun, and like a big part of your personality is
It
like
is. It is.
laughing and joy.
I remember when one of the first, I think it was the first conference, the first Sue Bryce Education Conference, where, well, we met before that, but one of those
Yeah.
conferences, I think she had a big board and she said to write, you,
Yes, I remember that. You had to write
remember that,
your
huh?
vision or your goal or something
Yes,
on it.
yes. And I kept thinking, and I'm like, the word celebrate kept coming back to me. And I'm like, that's what it is. I want to help people celebrate because everybody have their reason why they're doing, portrait photography. But for
Yes.
me, it was about the celebration.
Yes.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it was definitely about the celebration.
So
Hmm.
so where do you draw your inspiration from in general?
Oh, well, from other photographers, some of the top, like we said, Jerry Guiones, Sue Bryce, one of my favorite, Lindsay Adler. I
Uh-huh.
think what I really love about Lindsay is, of course, she's a fashion, photographer, but her love for colors.
Yeah,
I
that's the
love
word
it.
that popped into my head was color. Because she's
Yeah.
bright, she uses gels, but you're colorful. So I could see that you'd be
Bright,
drawn to that.
beautiful, strong colors. I love that about her. Oh,
Yeah.
yes, I truly love that about Lindsay Adler. But I also draw inspiration from, walks of life. Everything that I'll see will make me think, oh, that could be interesting. Like my grandson painted something the other day. I'm like, oh, that could be a cool
I was
backdrop
going to
for a
say you could take a
picture.
picture of it and make it a backdrop. There's no
Yes.
limits, which is really exciting.
Exactly. Anything goes. I mean, I'll see branches in the backyard and I'm like, oh, maybe I could play with those branches and do something.
Yep, that's so exciting.
Everything's
So you're getting
inspiration.
inspiration from everywhere around you.
Yes,
And
definitely.
what I heard you say before was celebration, and you want to um, help people to celebrate, um, events or milestones, but
Mhm.
also just celebrate themselves.
Yes, definitely, definitely. And, to tell you the truth, when I first started my photography, it was just generally, people, and I didn't have like a range for age or anything like that. And I was getting, a little bit of everything. Some young people, I had some maternity, I had, kids' birthday. I was all over the place. And then came the pandemic. And due to the pandemic, of course, we all had to shut down as photographers. We could not do anything. And gave me the time to really, think and refocus my business. And I understood that what I really wanted to do was empower women of a certain age, the
Awesome.
mature woman. I
R-
really wanted to give her a voice because I've been in the beauty industry for quite a long time. I worked at a spa for almost 10 years. So you could imagine. And I find that society has such a hard time. Not that society has a hard time. Society has been putting such high expectation on women, expecting them to grow old but still look young.
Look 18,
You
yeah.
know,
Or 20
exactly,
or
exactly,
whatever.
or
Yeah.
20 or whatever. But this, they want us to color our hair because having gray hair, you look old. But look at what's his name? I like to mention him, George Clooney. Oh my God, is he ever gorgeous with his silver hair? But a woman does the same thing, and it's like, she's really looking old. Maybe she should color her hair.
Mm-hmm.
So all of that coming to me, and I've been reading a lot about aging and myself going through it.
Yeah.
Myself starting to age and seeing my hair color change. I decided to start this campaign called My Silver Crown. And basically, My Silver Crown is about celebrating aging and, making sure these women have an opportunity to see themselves looking beautiful with their silver hair, because that's your crown. Your hair is your crown.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I called it My Silver Crown.
And I love
So
it, and I can't wait to do it.
yes, I
You're,
cannot
you're
wait
gonna
to
be,
have you in front of my
yes,
camera.
you're already on my wish board in, in
Good.
Dumbo and on the Brooklyn Bridge. So I cannot wait.
Oh, you and I were both excited about that. It's going to
Yeah.
be so much fun.
And I think what's great about it is, number one, you were talking about the pandemic and how it gave us time. And also, I now have a silver crown because of the pandemic,
After the
which,
pandemic,
but
yes.
now I get to celebrate where I am now. And so that's exciting that I get to do that. The
You get to
milestone,
embrace it as well, eh? You
yeah, and
get to
just own it and
embrace
and
it.
and
Yes.
be present in, this is where I'm at and this is who I am.
Yeah. And
Authentic.
you're rocking that
I'm gonna
silver
rock
hair, girl.
it. So talk a little bit more about empowering aging. I know that that's something that you've been working
Oh,
on as
yes.
well.
That's something that has become so dear to me because I feel that, for our mothers, our grandmothers, aging meant, go sit in the corner. We're going to send you to a home. You're almost like disappearing. You're no longer part of society. Whereas way back then, it wasn't like that. But now that's what we've been seeing. And we've reached a time in our society, in our life where we don't want to be forgotten anymore.
Nobody puts baby in the corner.
Thank you. That's it. We are here, we are bold. And to me, that's what I call empowered aging. It's aging with, the way you want to age. And I've got nothing against people that choose to color their hair. I'm perfectly fine with that, but it has to be a choice. It has to be
Yes,
your
I
own
agree.
personal choice. And you should not be looked at different because you're not coloring your hair. You should not be called, old drab or whatever else because you're not coloring your hair. So that's what empowered aging is for me, to age as you want, healthy, um, empowered, bold, to be out there doing what you
Fun,
want to do,
lively. Yeah.
exercising. Yes, being lively, being a positive part of society, still being there giving. Look at you, look at me. We're over 50 and we're starting businesses.
Right?
You know, our husbands are like, aren't we retiring?
Yeah. Right. What happened to that Florida condo?
you know,
Yeah.
well, yeah, no,
Sorry, I got too much going on.
you know,
It's kind of like we're
I
late
still have
bloomers, but it's
energy.
awesome, right?
Yeah, it is. And why not?
Why
Why
not?
not?
Well, we,
We live so much longer as well now. We
yeah,
still have like a good 30 years ahead of us.
for
Knock
it,
on wood.
yeah, for being like
Yeah,
active and
active.
yeah.
Mhm.
So the empowering aging, that's a group, right? That you have is
Well, well, that what happened is that it's so interesting because I had a Facebook group that I had created a long time ago. In 2015, when I started my business, I did everything. I had my Facebook page, Facebook group, and this and that. So the group had been there. And then recently, when everything switched for me, I'm like, you know what? This is what this group will be about. And if people want to stay, they stay. If they want to be part of the conversation, they are welcome to it. But if they want to leave, that's fine. So this group is called Empowered Aging, but I will be adding with photography as well, just so people can understand that there is a lot of talk about aging, but there is also talk about photography. So it's a group that I have on Facebook where I welcome people to just, tell me, how are you being empowered this weekend? What are you doing for yourself? What is your thought of self-care? And if I find interesting article, I'll share in the group and so on. People are welcome to share as well. So
awesome.
that's the group that I've started. But I also have something else where I have an opportunity to talk more about empowered aging. Myself and my cousin Maggie Lee, we're starting a podcast, Bubbles of Wisdom.
Bubbles of wisdom. And there's some bubbles that hop up on Instagram. I see them scrolling along.
Bubbles of wisdom. So basically, Bubbles of Wisdom is about, again, about empowered aging. It's about celebrating aging, talking about everything, all the triumphs that we've been through, all the ups and downs that we're going through as we age, having aging parents, you name it, we talk about it.
And things
So,
that people may not have talked about before. You're creating a space. So you're going to be
yes.
launching this coming up. So we could look forward
This
to
is
that.
coming up for the month of March.
Yay.
Yes.
How exciting.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited. We've been working on it for a while. We even went to you for our
Yes,
picture.
you did. And that was so much fun. That was so much
Yes.
fun.
So it's been taking a bit longer than we expected, but it's coming. We're both busy. My cousin Maggie, well, we call ourselves Maggie and Danny. So
Maggie
Maggie's
and
very
Danny.
busy. Yeah, she's got work and everything. I've got business. So it's been kind of like, putting two people together and then doing interviews and so on. So it's been challenging, but it's coming. It's coming. We're
It's so
excited.
awesome. And tell me about the little side twist. So bubbles of wisdom
Oh,
is like,
yes.
yeah, what's
Bubbles of wisdom. What do you celebrate with? With bubbles.
champagne?
With champagne, with sparkling wine. So that's where the bubble comes from. Again, you see that word that keeps coming back into my life? Celebration.
Celebration. Yeah,
Celebration. Yes.
definitely.
Yes.
So um today I celebrate you
Oh,
as an
thank
amazing human and also as an amazing artist. And if you are in the New York City area and looking to get incredible headshots or have an incredible experience, I recommend that you look up Daniella, especially if you have a silver
yeah.
crown and you want to
Mm,
celebrate that. Yeah, so how can people find you?
very easily. I'm on, my website, daniellamonnet.com, DaniellamMone.com. So I
.com.
shortened my last name to Monet just to make
Awesome.
it easier.
And I'll
Dot-
include a at the end of this, I'll have a little
yes.
screen that will show what the links are.
Certainly. And of course, I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and all of the above. On Facebook, the Daniela Monet photography experience, and on Instagram, the DMP experience. And
Awesome.
of course, I have the handles for headshot, which is a little, which is kind of separate, but I'll send everything to you, Don.
Beautiful. So, because I want people to be able to find you. And as you were talking, you said the Daniela Monet experience, and it made me think of that incredible image that Ashley took of you in the desert with
Oh,
that
yes.
beautiful red dress. But it made me, from there, I jumped to, you had put out a feeler. So I think that you are looking to create photo retreats after the,
Yes.
so
Yes.
that's
After the
something
pandemic.
really,
Yes, that's something I'm really working on.
yeah, like
The
down the
photo retreat
road.
will be something that is quite an experience. I want to have a package where you pay this package and everything is taken care of. Your food, your lodging, your photo session, which will be in an amazing location, the pictures that you get after, the enlargement, everything included in this, dream package.
It's going to be so exciting. And
Oh, yes.
when people get like to know you through your groups and your feeds and your newsletter, they could sign up for your newsletter and get like a monthly update.
Definitely,
I
definitely. I
think
encourage.
they need to start saving up for the dream experience.
That's gonna be fantastic. I'm so excited about it. I get chills when I think about it. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. For me, when I took that picture in Palm Spring, that was like such an amazing experience. And I want more people to feel that. It's
Yeah.
great to come to the studio. You do get gorgeous images, but imagine to be someplace in the world, that looks amazing on, I don't know, it could be anywhere.
It could be
It
anywhere.
could be
Sky's the
anywhere.
limit with us, right?
Sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. Dream big, dream big.
So I just want to thank you so much for coming today and being part of my new platform.
I'm so
Uh,
proud of you. This is great, Don. I love it.
Thank you so much. And it's so fun. And I can't wait to hear more of Bubbles and be part of the Silver Crown campaign.
Oh,
And I can't wait
hurry
to
up.
share my images on the feed.
Yes, hurry up for my summer crown. That's going to be amazing. You're going to truly love that experience.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I already have some
Mhm.
outfits picked out. And so,
Oh,
yeah.
even
So
better.
I'm going to have to catch up with you later and pick the date.
Sounds great. Sounds
Okay.
great. Oh, I just wanted to say something
Yeah,
quickly.
of
My
course.
silver crown is being sponsored by Maison 276, which is a hairline, well, not just hair, body and hair products. And they are sponsoring my silver crown. So everybody does get a little gift to go home
Oh, how
with.
exciting. Ooh, that's a little perk. So just give me that information too, because I'm sure people want to know more about that exciting beauty
Perfect.
line.
Perfect. I'll do that. I'll
All
do
right,
that.
awesome. And have a beautiful,
All right,
blessed day, and
Don.
I'll talk to you soon.
Sounds great. Love you.
Love you. Mwah, bye.